In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-step process that took me from no clients to having my first client, and I got him without any ad budget, any testimonials, any client reviews, nothing of that nature. And if you follow this step correctly, you should have your first campaign underway and almost live by the time this video ends. So watch through, and this is how you land your first clients. Now, we've managed over millions of dollars, hundreds of millions, tens of millions of dollars by this point. But when I started, it was just me. And you can even go back to my old YouTube video. I literally made a video. I was trading at the time. I had no clients. I had no reviews. I had no money for ads, nothing like that. Nobody really knew my name in this space. And now we've kind of broken out of that mold a little bit, per se. Now, I've tried absolutely every single way under the sun to get clients. That I can promise you. I've done everything from cold email campaigns, cold DMs, outreach on LinkedIn, letter drops, everything. Everything you can possibly imagine I've tried. What I'm about to show you is what I wish I had, and everyone says this, but what I wish I had when I began. So step one, most people go and start on LinkedIn, Instagrams, all these platforms. I found the absolute best way to find my first agency client was just go to Facebook ad library tool. Now, if you've done advertising for any period at all and you haven't been living under a rock, you know what the ad library is. Now, if you go to the free ad library on Facebook, okay, it's a public tool. What I started doing was I was just searching for people in my niche, people that I knew how to fulfill on. So home goods, supplements, like anything like that you can kind of imagine. I just started typing their name in the search bar. What I did from that point is I just went through and I was identifying the brands that were in my criteria. So X amount of ads uploaded, etc. Having a look through there and figuring out what bad ads they were running and figuring out the content they were posting and if it could be better. Now, you just go through and identify the losing ads, bad hooks, bad copy, no reiterations of winners, based on them just running it for a long time. Now, you know that this brand is already spending money on the platform you want to acquire them on, in my case. So you know they've got the money. The problem is they're spending this money poorly. So you just come in and say, hey, look, notice you're spending this money poorly here. Let's fix it. When you do this, you can build out a list of 20 to 30 to 50 clients quite easily, and you can almost sniper approach your targeting towards them. Then you can start reaching out to them on other platforms. Step two, this is the part that nobody really talks about in the agency space. So you've got now step one, you've got your list of people. What you do in step two is you create an audit. Now, before we dive into step two too heavily, what do most people do in the agency space? They tell you to create some type of nice email. It's like, hey, name, usually and instantly, and it's all automated. Hey, name, we do this. The problem is you're leading with what you need or what you do, thinking that it's going to resonate. What you want to do is once you've done your research actually on these brands, you want to come across and let them know, hey X, noticed you're actually doing this. I put together an audit with around these 3 different points, found you through the ad library and thought this would be helpful for you. That is going to convert so much more. That's going to convert so much better because you're actually leading with how you can help them, okay? You're not just having your greedy mind take place here. You're actually leading with value. The biggest thing is like, you always just want to lead with value. Now, if you send that over to 50 people and you've recorded a 10 to 20 minute audit for each single brand, actually breaking down the creatives, actually breaking down the hooks, actually breaking down how they could implement a creative pipeline, these different things, okay, actually helping them genuinely. From that point, they might actually, their likelihood of reaching out to you is now infinitely better than you spamming out that message to 50,000 people, which really doesn't work anymore. You're leading with value. From that point, you've opened the conversation. You can then internally audit their structure, these kind of things. Now, when you reach out to people like that, out of 10 people, you might have 3 reply. Out of those 3, you might have 1 client you can close. Now that's pretty good. You've got a 10% close rate, let's say. Perfect world. So this is a process that is heavily repeatable. You could go ahead and easily close 1 to 2 clients a week based on this strategy. Okay, you're just literally reaching out saying, hey, notice this was wrong. I've worked with people in this space before. A lot of the time you can bullshit if you haven't, but you're actually just leading with value. Now people can tell based on a video whether you know what you're talking about or not. Now, ideally, if you're trying to prospect clients now, you should ideally have a foundational understanding of the field you're trying to help them in. Because if you don't know how to solve the problem, why are you trying to get clients for it? Step 3 is the close, and this is actually where people fuck up, okay? You've gone to Ad Library. You've basically pitched them by sending them value into the email. You've then booked in a call, okay? Very simple. You then usually, a lot of people try to jump on and they try to give them this fucking massive list of deliverables to try and impress them. Like, yeah, okay, we can do what we said. You in the audit book can do this. They don't want to fucking hear that, bro. They've jumped on because you've actually identified their pain correctly. They want to know, can this fucking guy that randomly reached out to me, that I wouldn't even care if he died tomorrow, can he fix this issue, okay? So pitch them on that issue. Don't even pitch them, okay? Go in and just ask them further questions. There is 4 things you basically ask on these calls. What is your monthly spend? What is your monthly revenue? What's your current issues? And why haven't you fixed this yet? Simple, very, very simple. If you follow that, you genuinely cannot go wrong. There's a couple of responses you're gonna get. We don't have the budget. We simply can't afford it. You just have to accept that sometimes. People just genuinely can't afford it. But a good analogy I got given is a crackhead will always have the biggest TV. If you notice, the poorest people in life always manage to find the money for the fucking massive flat screen. So people do have money, okay? It's just whether you're valuable enough to invest in it. Otherwise they can find it. So we don't have the budget. Basically a price objection. This is an issue. Now they've tried an agency before, okay? They have a trust objection here. Okay, so they have to really like you as a person. They don't have to like your service. They have to like you as a person, okay? They have to trust that you're not gonna fuck them over. Now, the other one is the beautiful one. Is they just genuinely haven't had time, okay? They don't have time to focus on it. They got the money, they trust you, they're ready to rip, but they don't have time to focus on it. All you need to do is just hold them accountable. Like, well, if you don't have time, if you basically don't have time, how much is this costing you? You know what I mean? In the time that you're not allocating into it. If you had somebody come in, you just have to be the bridge. You have to be like, prior state, after state, I'm gonna be the bridge. Let's get this done. Now, at the end of the call, you give them one offer. Do not give them a fucking menu of things. Just give them one offer, say your pitch, and then be quiet. They either accept it or they don't, okay? Very simple. Be very uncompromising on this. You just say, hey, this is what you can expect to see in the first 30 days. We're gonna do this, okay? This offer, whatever it may be that you pitched them on. This is the price. Do you wanna proceed? Then just sit there in silence. Literally just wait. They have to think it over for a minute. Now, usually the rule is you don't think until they do. Yeah, I mean, sorry, you don't think. You don't speak until they do, okay? I don't usually follow this rule like strictly. I'm just like, do you want to do it or not? And then I just wait for them because I know people have to think about these things. Now, my first ever client actually came from different strategy to this, but I got a decent amount of my clients from doing this, okay? But the first ever client that I did with this strategy paid me $2,000 a month, and I've still retained them to this day. So let's recap on this whole system so you don't get lost. 1, use Meta Ads Library to identify the clientele that you're after. Now, if you want to service e-commerce people, look up e-commerce stuff. If you want to service law firms, look up law firms. If you want to service dental practices, look up dental practices. Figure out who's doing a shit job and how you can actually help them. From that point, create your audit, find their information on something like Apollo or LinkedIn or anything of this nature. Send them an email with the audit. Send it on LinkedIn, send it on email, send it on Instagram, okay? Make sure that they actually get this content. Now, from that point, after they've viewed it, be like, looks great, they like it, they're like, hey, do you want to jump on a call? Or you say, after you've viewed that, let me know if you want to jump on a call if you have any further questions. Boom, go, you've jumped them on a call. Now, you've got them on a call, jumped them on a call. You've got them on, hopefully you haven't jumped them. Now, you've got them on a call. Next thing, one offer, that's it. You go through, you list the 4 questions again. Go back through 4 questions, okay? What's your current revenue? What problems do you currently have? Why haven't you fixed it yet? What's your current budget? Whatever it may be, okay? Go back through, list those 4 questions. Hit them with that one offer. After they've hit the one offer, just wait. Then ideally you've closed your first client, okay? Make sure with these clients that you're not pitching anything stupid. If you're pitching anything under 2,000 per month, you are asking for the bottom of the barrel stupid clients, unfortunately, that just don't understand the value you're gonna bring, okay? So if you try to work with someone under that price point, you usually find that you get a very, very rough experience, to say the least. Now, I want you to drop in the comments if you're still trying to learn I want to know where you're at. So drop a comment below. Let me know if you're trying to get your first client or you have existing clients, or you're just looking for a new outreach method, and let me know how this performed for you. Okay, so this is one of my favorite methods. This is how I've generated a ton of clients. So let me know if it works for you. And if you want the exact audit template or the exact email opener that I use, or line opener that I use to send with my audits, down below I'll leave a link where you can sign up for a little email sequence, okay? And I'll send you over that free audit